Namaste Sabalai, welcome back to the channel. Arko Din, Arko Vlog, Arko Review. Today we are here in the beautiful hills of Chobar in Nepal with a very special bike in front of me, the Brompton T Line foldable commuter bike. The bike in front of me is a very special one because this is the only one in all of Nepal. So Nepal ma chai yo euta matrai cha jun chai you can only find in the channel Fearless Rider. So let's go on with the review and talk more about the bike. This bike is specifically made for people who like commuting on their cycle to work, to get groceries, or who just want to have a smaller carbon footprint. The specifications about the bike, if you talk about it, it's got 16-inch wheels front and back. It's got a titanium body. It's got carbon parts such as the carbon cranks, the seat post, and the handlebar. It's got rim brakes, and it's got a couple of accessories that you can add on to it from Brompton themselves, such as this bag right here. This bag goes on to the front of the bike, just like that, boom, and it's ready to put your stuff in front. You don't have to carry a bag, no bag sweat, no hip pack, makes it easy for you. So this bike is owned by a very close friend of mine, Mr. Pargav Joshi, who we have here with us. Let's go! Hello. What's up, man?
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this bike is owned by Mr. Joshi himself.
Hello.
If you've seen my vlogs, the last vlog that we went on a ride, I was with him and he was riding this very bike in the city streets of Nepal. And as I say, we're here to get a review, to know more about the bike and how the bike feels from a person who's ridden it for almost 2 years now. Kikoso.
2 years on the Brompton.
Let's do it.
2 months on this particular one.
All right, so let's get on with the review and see what's up. This Brompton has 5 different models: the A line, the C line, the T line, the P line,
and now the G line.
There's a new G line, that's a gravel. So this is the highest level of folding bikes that you can get for Brompton themselves. Below these are the P, C, and A. And Pargav has been riding the C line for the longest period of time before he moved on to this bike. And he's been riding the bike, like you said, in the UK itself. And I was lucky enough to be there and try out the C line in London itself. I don't have any footage of me trying it there, but it's definitely a great experience to ride a new bike for the first time. Now, talking more about the bike, as we know, it's a folding bike. It weighs under 8 kilograms. It's got 4x setup, and it's good enough for pretty much anything out here in Nepal.
Pretty much on the road, it's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're not aiming for the potholes, aiming for the bumpy roads, it's perfect. It's a rigid bike with a slight suspension at the back that dampens
Right here.
That dampens out the vibrations of a little bit of a bumpy road. It does do its job. Being titanium compared to my steel one, it does flexes a little bit, which adds to the comfort. The material of the bike is determining how the bike feels. The steel one felt more rigid. But it also, that being steel, if you've ridden a steel bike, it also does do a little bit of damping itself compared to like an alloy bike. Yeah, steel
100%.
itself compared to an alloy
100%.
bike. Yeah, the main thing about this one is the lightweightness. That's the only reason I went for this, and I had the opportunity of buying one. So that was another thing that.
And from what I've heard, it's pretty hard to get a Brompton. It's not a bike that you can just go into a shop and get one, right?
The C line and the P line is a little bit available. The T line, there might be a wait list, which is slowly decreasing. Slowly decreasing. They are producing more. But the T line, a couple of years back, you had to be signed up and you'd be like a lottery system. It was kind of like a lottery system.
So this Brompton, before we move on more, it's a British brand based out of the UK. It was a guy who was just sitting around in his garage, an engineer who wanted to make better folding bikes for the whole world. And looks like we have the masterpiece right here.
Yeah, I would say best folding bike you can buy in the market. It is the most premium one you can buy, but
100%.
the most reliable one, I would say.
Most reliable.
Yeah.
Kati barsa bhayo bike chalako?
So I've used Bromptons for 2 years now.
Okay.
This particular one I've used for about 5 months now. I had the C Line, which is a different model. It's compared to this titanium one, that's a full steel model, cheaper price point as well, which we'll talk about later.
Of course.
That model is more accessible for most people, and it's probably what most people need.
100%.
This is a bit extra.
Yeah.
If you're, it's great for someone who's looking for a lightweight option, but is willing to pay for the price as well.
I've heard stories about people having this bike for years and years, and since you've been riding one for 2 years now, you've become a part of the Brompton family. Is there anything specific that made you really like the Brompton bike? You know, that made you feel, okay, this bike, only this and this bike can have this feature besides the folding part?
I mean, the main key feature is the folding.
Okay.
So you can't really, that's the only reason you go for this, or saying that, like, it gives you the access of going to places you would never think you can
With the
on a bike.
And hey, that's a very big line. That's a very big statement, because if you all know, being a mountain biker, cycle and mountain bikes can take you places where no other means of transport can go to. But having a foldable bike, that changes the game.
That changes the game. That's because I would say the main reason is with a mountain bike in a big city, you're gonna be afraid leaving it outside.
You're bound to have thefts.
You're gonna have thefts.
100%.
The whole point of this is you fold it up, you take it wherever you're going.
Yeah.
It's between your legs. It's on the side, like on the train in the UK. I folded it up. It's always there. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No one can do anything.
No one's going anywhere.
100%.
Like you showed with the bag in the front. This is my shopping cart as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can fold it up, roll it around. It's got these tiny wheels at the back as well.
These ones here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those allow you to push it in the
Just like a trolley.
Like a trolley with the bag in the front.
Damn.
And that's,
Even I didn't know that, guys.
that was the main, like one of the big reasons. Like, let's say you're walking 20-30 minutes to the shopping center or like a grocery store. This cuts it down to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now that's just time saving. Now time
100%.
is
money,
the main
man.
thing. The main thing that's
Time is money.
Like what I like about this bike. You save so much time on this bike.
Okay. Now, after such a long period of time, when it comes to maintenance and on taking care of the bike, what do you have to say about that? How hard is it? How often do you have to get your bike serviced or taken care of? All of that.
In that sort, it's like any other bike, right? So you've got wearable parts, tire, brakes, chain. That's the same as any other bike. The only thing that's really the differences of going back to is always going to be the folding parts. So the hinges on this bike, they will wear out over time.
Okay.
But like you mentioned earlier, I know for people who have used the bikes for years and years, and as long as you're maintaining it well. Saying that, like on the hinges on this particular model, it's easy enough for us,
the rider
little rider themselves, to take the hinge out and put a new one in, because it's just using a normal hex key. Whereas on the other models, it uses a specific Brompton sort of hinge.
It's like a bushing.
Yeah, so you might have to drill. So that was one of the main reasons I wanted to get this bike before coming to Nepal. Because it just gives me the option of me working on the bike,
and
rather than,
especially being in Nepal, we all know we have not a hard time, but we do have difficulties finding good service in Nepal, no matter where it is.
Or sourcing parts.
Or sourcing parts.
That's the main thing. Yeah,
So
if you've
that's
got
a big one.
Yeah, if you've got the ability to work on your bike, you might not be able to, because if you don't have the parts.
100%. But yeah, man, this bike overall looks
funky.
super clean. You know, it looks like a toy, but not a toy. It looks small, but it's big. And I'm 6'2". I'm a big guy, but even for me, this bike feels all right, man. For me to ride around the whole city streets, it's a no problem.
You will find, for me, I don't need the extension, but like if you're a taller rider, you will find extended seat posts.
Oh, you can do that
find
too?
extended seat
Shit,
posts
hey,
as well.
for people who are taller than me, I doubt, but you can get extensions.
You'll get to raise it higher than what it is.
So अब main भनेको चाहिँ सबैजना, they probably want to know how much this bike costs. So what do you think?
It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Being titanium, that's where all the cost goes. The T Line is £4,500.
Woo! Brother,
Retails for 4,500
this
pounds.
bike is 4,500 pounds. In Nepali, त्यो कति हुन्छ भने यो स्क्रिनमा छ है. So यतिको चाहिँ यो बाइक हो है. So I think
Not
what? Top of my head, if I do the conversion, that comes up to
Almost 8 lakhs or
at
just
least
above 7-8 lakhs.
7 to 8 lakhs.
Yeah.
7 लाखको साइकल जुन चाहिँ फोल्ड हुन्छ.
Not for everyone.
एक piece.
सबलाई not for everyone.
Hey, not for everyone. No. यस्तो हो. अब not all bikes are meant for everyone.
No.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's also about the passion.
Yes.
I know. अब कति मान्छेलाई गाडीको हुन्छ, कतिलाई
Exactly.
घडीको, कतिलाई you know, there are different things people like.
Of course.
For me, I wouldn't get a car that costs maybe, for an example, I wouldn't get a motorbike for 10 lakhs, but I'd get a cycle that's worth 15 lakhs.
Exactly.
Right. So this is the same case.
Same case,
If
yeah.
you love biking and if you just want the best of the best out there, you know, for what you're doing, this is one of the things you can get, eh? So yeah, this one is for 4,500 pounds in the UK. Nepal ma order garna bhayo भने त्यसले 7-8 लाख पर्छ होला हैन. But there are other models. There are cheaper models you can get. There are expensive models you can get. I know. It's always about the preference, about your own budget. तर अरु बाइकहरुमा पनि the cheaper models and the expensive models, they're all folding.
They're all folding. The main thing about Bromptons is they're folding.
Brompton is a folding bike, so that's the best part about it. And yeah, so how about you tell the viewers a very funny experience that you've had, or like a memorable one around Nepal?
In Nepal, the second day of riding this bike, not used to Nepal traffic, people don't realize how quick this bike is.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of rain on the floor,
Oh,
when bikes swerve like this, with slick tires, you see where this is going.
that's crazy.
First ride, first slip of the day.
Damn. But yeah, they've got slick road-like tires. It's got 16-inch wheels. Like I said, it looks small, but it's super fast.
It's so
'Cause
fast.
taking your first initial speed, you know, to initially pick up your speed, I think this bike is a very great example of how it works, because for us in our bigger mountain bikes with 27.5 or 29-inch wheels, the initial pickup,
It's a bit slower.
it takes time. It's not like there. But this one, you put your feet on the pedal, you give one crank and boom.
And you're off.
You're off.
It is a little twitchy initially, but
Yeah.
once you get going, it's like any normal commuting bike.
Yeah.
Like any other commuting bike. The main thing for speed is the gearing ratio.
Okay, you
the
can change that.
Yeah, you can change it.
Okay.
It comes with 50 tooth in the front, which is quite, if you think about
Hey,
it.
52 in the front,
52
man.
in the front.
That's you know, one of those velodrome kind
Yeah.
of things, bro.
So it's that's what makes the speed on the bike. The tires and the speed and the gearing.
So to talk about the bike in Nepal, right? Now that you have this one-piece bike in Nepal,
Yeah.
have you ever faced any challenges on maintaining the bike, maybe, or like, you know, anything until now?
So far,
Nothing.
so far so good.
Touch wood, guys.
Touch wood, touch
hopefully,
wood.
hopefully nothing goes wrong, because all of us know, even though we have some great people in Nepal, great bike shops, we still suffer some difficulty sourcing parts or sourcing the right method of doing what needs to be done.
And especially for something more unique.
Yeah, something more unique. Again, I keep saying this. This is the only one in Nepal, and you can only find it here in Fearless Rider. Haha, guys.
Unless some viewers decide to bring more.
Hey, if you do, please, hey, we can go for a Brompton ride, hey, of course.
That'll be
nice.
That'll be an interesting.
So yeah, man, that's it for the bike, I think. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about the bike?
I mean, it's something you won't really know until you've tried one. It seems like you said, it seems like a toy, but once you've ridden one, you see so much benefit of it.
100%.
Just the accessibility of the bike going to places.
That's for sure, man.
Man, go to Batpatini, go to like
Anywhere.
your bank, go
Yeah.
to like, just take it. You don't need to lock it up.
Imagine taking this bike and pulling up to your school, pulling up to your work, and you know, people are like, "Ah, what is this?" And you're like, "Yeah, bro."
On the traffic lights, people are looking like, what is this?
I know, right? But yeah, man, this is a beast of a bike. Well, I think that's it for the review. If you guys want to see an on-road video or on-road test of places you want to see this bike go to, tell us what you guys want us to do on this bike. Put it down in the comments below and we'll try to get it done. But I think that's it
pretty
for
much
the
it
review.
for-
Hey,
yeah.
thank you so much for giving your
Alright.
time, your
Yeah.
bike. on the channel.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Of course, man. Hey, we're part of the community, man. And if you guys like this video, you guys know what to do. And I think that's it for the video, for the bike review, man. The Brompton T Line. Nahinda.
Say ho.
We call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, because we definitely did. And for more bike reviews, you guys know what to do. See you guys in the next one.
Thank you for watching.
Damn you, bro.